I'm sure some of you have been hearing the whole buzz around TikTok. It's crazy. It's experienced so much huge growth. And this is the person to talk to when it comes to that. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Austin Armstrong to the show. Welcome, Austin. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I can't believe I'm here on the Fanny Dunnigan show. Mom, I made it. Made it, Mom.
So for all of you out there, we got to do a shout out to Scott Simpson, because it was through Scott that we met at the Video Marketing World Conference.
Yes.
And we just got to talking, and a little humble brag, maybe we both won the Dark Horse Award. You can see it in Austin's background there. Mine is somewhere at the top of my bookshelf. But we just connected, and Austin just has such a great energy and positivity about him, and just like G. So it's just a wonderful, opportunity for us to chat. And I want to highlight you and all that you do around SEOs and TikTok.
I appreciate that so much, Fanny. It's been so nice to get to know you too. It's I love these conferences because you just meet the best, most like-minded people out there.
For sure.
You're amazing. Everything that you do on LinkedIn, you inspire me every day. So this really is a dream come true.
Thank you. Win-win. I'll learn TikTok from you. You got LinkedIn from me. But tell me a little bit about your background while I pull up your LinkedIn content here. Actually, let me read your bio first. Okay, so Austin Armstrong is a lifelong digital marketer, public speaker, and CEO of Socialty Pro, a digital marketing agency specializing in TikTok marketing for businesses and search engine optimization. He's posted over 1,500, guys, 1,500 videos on TikTok, tripling his own business and thousands more across his clients' accounts. He loves helping individuals and companies grow their online presence to generate brand awareness, thought leadership, customers, and product sales by getting creative and thinking out of the box. So there you go, guys. That's Austin. But how did you get into that, Austin? Like what prompted you to get into this whole business?
Yeah. So when I say I'm a lifelong digital marketer, I literally got started when I was 14 years old back on MySpace. I somehow stumbled into it. I figured out how to get a lot of people to follow me on that platform. And I networked with a lot of other people that were doing the same things, increasing our followings. And that turned into very rudimentary brand sponsorships and getting paid to do lead generation for email lists, promoting local bands, t-shirt companies and whatnot. I'm 31, so I've been doing this for 17 years, more than half of my life now. I am very fortunate to have found by chance what I think that I was meant to do, because all I want to do is talk about digital marketing. I sort of just never stopped. That's a little bit about my history. I mean, I've gone from basically every platform, starting from MySpace, and it's just been so much
There's
fun.
A word I haven't heard in a long time, MySpace. Whatever happened to MySpace?
I think it's
Is it still around?
Yeah, I think it's around, but nobody uses it anymore. So like, I don't need it. They switched over to a horizontal scroller. I think I looked at it like a year ago. It's kind of weird. So rather than a vertical scroll, it scrolls horizontally. I think like Tidal, the music platform, bought it or something like that.
Okay.
And then I don't really know though. It's a dead platform for sure. I think I still have like 30,000 followers on my MySpace page, but like it's just totally dead. Totally dead.
Wow. Oh gosh. Wow. Yeah. Well, for those of you out there, be sure to connect with Austin. There's his LinkedIn profile. And then there's those 1,500 videos on TikTok. And, we hear so much about TikTok, and it's, we have all these like kind of preconceptions about it. And I do want to show people, actually, like Forbes recently mentioned TikTok and how much growth it's experienced. And it's crazy. Like it's one of the fastest growing channels. And here we go. Here's the Forbes article right here. TikTok hits 1 billion monthly active users. I mean, that number is crazy. Like, and it's compared to Facebook, I think. You know, TikTok took 5 years to reach 1 billion. Facebook is at 2.8 billion, but it took them 8 years. And then YouTube currently has 2 billion, but it took them 8 years as well. I mean, it's such huge growth. Why do you think it's become so popular?
Psychology. To be honest with you, it's very addicting, and it's built to be addicting. The algorithm is probably the best algorithm of any social media platform out there. It really understand. In fact, I just did a YouTube video on this, but the New York Times just leaked an internal document of how the TikTok algorithm works, and it's literally engineered to get you addicted to the app. For better or worse. But that is really why it's growing so much, is because it learns very quickly what you like and gives you more of that. And when it's short form vertical videos and an endless scroll, it's just dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. Yeah. But it's also an opportunity for you to get in front of the largest population of people, of active users, in an unsaturated market, because how many people are on there? I digress here. We'll talk more about business, but that's why it's so popular. It's literally engineered to get you addicted to it and spend more time on the platform.
I'd be curious, for those of you out there tuning in, how many of you have a TikTok account? Okay, let us know in the comments. How many of you have a TikTok account? I have one. But it's just a mess. Like,
she's been doing great.
I posted these like travel videos, and then now I'm posting LinkedIn tips. It's just all over the place because I don't understand it. And I gotta admit, I had like preconceptions of TikTok, right? And I'm sure you've heard of them. And for those of you out there, you know, tell us what your preconceptions of TikTok are, right? Like, it's for kids, isn't it? I mean, what are some of the common myths that you've heard about TikTok, Austin?
Yeah, that's definitely one. Isn't that app for kids, or my target demographic is not on TikTok? Well, just sheerly by the numbers that you just showed from that Forbes article, everybody is on TikTok. I think that misconception comes from the content that's being created versus the actual amount of people that are on there. Just because you're seeing some, when you first log on, it doesn't know what you like. You have to train it to you have to train it to show you a particular niche of content. So few business owners are actually creating the content because they don't know what to do, or they just see it as another app. Maybe they see it as a fad, or maybe they see it as Chinese spyware, as another, common misconception of it. Every demographic is on TikTok. And I have my favorite example is there's a guy, his name's Scott Sims. His TikTok account is dedicated to 65 plus Medicare enrollment. And the guy has about 110, 115,000 followers on there talking about Medicare enrollment to 65 plus. If that doesn't tell you that anybody can have a following on there, I don't know what will.
Well, but see, like, and David and I have the same misconception too. Like, it's a bunch of dancing teenage girls, right? Like, do I have to dance?
You do not have to dance. I promise you. And we'll get into
on TikTok.
We'll get into a lot of these ticks. I promise you, I did not dance in order to grow my business on there. And I work with doctors and psychologists and many different service-based businesses. I will never tell them to dance. You don't need to dance. You just need to be the expert that you are and figure out sort of the how TikTok works, what people are expecting, and then do a little bit of combination there of how you actually communicate that information. No dancing involved, I promise.
What about this thing about like it's for a much younger demographic, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it,
what do
it
you think
has.
about that?
Yeah, so every platform when it first launches is geared towards the younger demographic. That just seems to be who adopts it first. But then as more people start talking about it, and as the platform evolves, it naturally gears towards older demographics. This was the case with Facebook, right? Facebook was the young person's app. It started as a college place to meet girls. It started as a place to connect with college students. But over time, it gears up. TikTok has actually invested several $billions into the Learn on TikTok hashtag and the Learn on TikTok initiative, which they're paying creators and really empowering businesses or educational content to create educational content on the platform. What I talk about, for instance, is how to grow your business on TikTok, how to leverage search engine optimization to get more website traffic coming in. SEO inherently is not that exciting of a topic, but when you figure out how TikTok works, you can make your subject matter very interesting. You have to, again, train the algorithm for what you like and what you engage with. So while there are some 15-year-old girls dancing on there, trust that there are millions of people that are looking for your products, your services, and your expertise that might not actively be creating content, but simply lurking on there looking for videos.
Mm, I see. Well, because like also, it's, can you maybe describe some successes that you, or you don't have to name your clients, have
Sure.
seen as a result of TikTok?
Yeah, we're working with, I'll give you tons of examples. So I
Yeah.
work with one medical doctor. His name's Dr. B. Everybody can check him out if you want.
Uh-huh.
He's an addiction. He's a board certified emergency medical doctor, but he has a specialty in addiction and substance abuse, drug and alcohol addiction. And he's at 173,000 followers. We've been working with his TikTok channel for a little over a year now, maybe
Wow.
about a year and a half. But we have a process that I call quantifying your expertise. And it's really like mind mapping, if you will, of all the things that you can talk about. And we distill that complex information into really bite sized, bullet pointed videos that are shot in vertical. And it works really well. So we might ask him, how long does it take to detox from alcohol? Or
Ah,
what types of diseases can you get from drug use? Or what is something that every person in the world should know about drug addiction? These are the types of questions that people are looking for online and that are interesting, and that's sort of how we prompt them as well. As we treat that question as the opening hook of the video. So we say, hey, Dr. B, how can people recover from alcoholism? And then
right.
he'll answer that really quickly, and then that's essentially the video. We have an ending call to action on some of them, or a closing hook, but it's a question answered very quickly. That's one example. I can give you endless examples in different industries and niches.
So would that be something like you recommend, is like to have that hook and have it be a question and then they
Yeah,
answer it and then a call to action? Is that kind of like a good
yeah.
formula to follow?
It's a great formula. Hook, value, call to action is how I structure every
Mm.
single video.
Oh, I
Now,
like
how
that.
you open that hook will sort of be dependent. If you have somebody filming you behind the camera, then I would have them ask you. But if you're just filming in selfie mode on your phone or something like that, you could open it up like, here's 3 LinkedIn tips to get found faster, right? So
Yeah.
that's your opening hook. And then tip number 1, tip number 2,
Yeah.
tip number 3, right? Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. And then you could have a closing call to action like, I love to use, share this video with yourself so you can take action on it later. One really clear call to action that also engages the algorithm, because I know that share button is weighted higher than the other engagement metrics. Also, if you tell people to do more than one thing, they're going to go into that paralysis analysis, right? They're less likely to do the thing that you want them to do most. So if you give one clear call to action, something like share this with yourself or
What does
follow.
that mean to share something with yourself? You're like emailing it to yourself, or what?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So yeah, you just click that share button and you send it to yourself on Messenger, on any app that you want. That share button will open up uh, all methods of sharing. So you can send it to yourself in an email. You could send it to yourself in a LinkedIn message if you want. You could send it to yourself on Messenger. Anything, whatever your preferred method is. That's a little secret hack for everybody, by the way. People comment
I
all the
love
time
it.
when I say that. I didn't know I could
You
share
have
this with myself.
you have fans, Austin.
Hey,
Mohammed Basha, he enjoys your content, very inspiring, coming
so much.
through YouTube. Awesome. Yeah. And
Hey, I
G was
appreciate
saying,
that.
like, you know, she would have never thought, and me too, to get like medical expertise from a practitioner on
Yeah,
TikTok. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. We do it with therapists too. Another quick example, then we can move on, is I work with
Yeah.
a private practice therapist. He's a licensed marriage family therapist. He's an expert in a lot of different things, relationships. He's an LGBTQ affirming therapist. But we noticed really quickly that content relating to narcissism does exceptionally well online. He also happens to be trained in narcissism. So we really went all in on that. We noticed that some of his other content wasn't performing that well, but the narcissism content was performing literally hundreds of thousands to millions of views on his videos. So we said, okay, we're doubling down on this. So we started doing videos like, what is a covert narcissist? What is a malignant narcissist? Topical tent poles like, how do narcissists act over the holidays, or how do narcissists act during Christmas times around families? Common ways that narcissists can manipulate you.
Oh
Warning
my
signs when a
God.
narcissist is about to exit the relationship. All of these things we went all in on. Here's a crazy thing. We've been doing this
Wow.
guy's channel for 2 months. He's at like 65, 68,000 followers already, millions of views, has gotten private practice clients for his therapy practice in his state. So we can look, you can actually localize your efforts on here too. So if you just practice in one state, don't
Yeah.
think that it's not for you either. That's another misconception.
How would you localize?
Local hashtags and making it really
Ah,
clear in your bio. So you can, we'll talk about some of this stuff as far as SEO, but the
yeah.
title of your channel is searchable. So we have
Oh,
his
wow.
title as Orange County, California therapist. So if somebody types in California therapist or Orange County therapist, he's going to show up for that. We also have it in his bio of what state that he is licensed in, and then we use like Orange County, California hashtags, etc. So really simple to local.
I love how you like, and you, in a way, you kind of like take, or you're watching for patterns, aren't you? Right?
Oh yeah,
Like you notice the narcissism. I don't know what that says about our society, but or maybe we just know a lot of narcissists,
yeah,
because the narcissists wouldn't be watching the video about the narcissism.
right.
But
Narcissists
but
might be watching their own videos.
right.
Yeah,
But like, so you're constantly tweaking, aren't you, or looking
absolutely.
for those kind of like popular things?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we typically do when we onboard a new client is during that onboarding process, we'll start with different buckets of content, different things that they sort of general level things that they can talk about, and then map out like 10, 15 different video ideas under each bucket, and effectively sort of systematically go through each bucket so that we can see, okay, these videos on narcissism did so much better than LGBT affirming therapy videos,
Right.
marriage videos, relationship videos. Um, or
You just
addiction.
double down, triple
We
down.
double down. Yeah, we doubled down, and it went.
Uh,
Woo, it went crazy.
and in a way, I guess any platform, we can all learn from that on any platform. That tip works across any social media platform. There you go. Another one of your fans on YouTube, Bobby
Hey, Bob.
Boomer.
What's up, Bobby Boomer?
Welcome, Bobby. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of takes us to, you mentioned search engine optimization, right? Because, like, I guess everything ties in together. We're all digital, whether we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, it's whether we're searchable or not, right? And I never really understood this concept, so like, you know, consider me ignorant about it, but like this whole thing about search engine optimization, right? Like what exactly is it, and why should I even pay attention to it?
Yeah, so if you sort of flip it around, it's essentially optimizing your content or your website traditionally to be found on search engines. That engine was typically Google in the past and Yahoo and searchable text-based search engines. But that definition has really become more fluid over the last couple of years with the inclusion of social media and video. YouTube is actually the second most popular search engine on the world. And it's really because of human nature. It's how we learn, right? Not everybody wants to read a text-based blog article to learn how to change the tire on their car. I would rather watch a YouTube video on how to change the tire on my car because I'm going to get a better visual example of that. Everything is becoming so really, to answer the question, is it's creating content that your customers or your prospective customers or clients or buyers are searching for so that you can meet the wants, needs, and desires of what they need in their life, what they're looking for. And it's your opportunity to cut through the noise and be that perfect answer and example of what they're looking for, no matter where they're looking.
And it's really kind of, I guess, anticipating what your audience wants or what your target demographic wants, right?
To an extent, there's plenty of amazing tools out there that aggregate data. So there's tons of keyword research tools, semrush.com, ahrefs.com, ubersuggest.io is
Uber
another great
suggests.
one.
Yes.
And what these do is it shows you the search volume of particular keywords or phrases or questions that people are searching in search engines like Google or YouTube. And then
There's
that
like
gives
Google Trends too, right?
Google Trends. Absolutely. It shows you the trending data of upward trends of searches and phrases and information online. So you can get a pretty good understanding of what content to create as long as you're doing that research ahead of time. It's not, it's no longer, maybe 20 years ago, like, I think this is what my audience wants. There's so much, there's so much data out there, and there's so many competitors that have already done the work for you. You can you can use these SEO tools, look at your competitors' websites, see what pages are driving them the most amount of traffic so that you can model their pages for your own website and expedite the process. They've already proven it. You can just do it yourself, but maybe do it a little bit better. Maybe incorporate a video on that page, work in the YouTube strategy. There's a million things that you can do, but that page is working for XYZ website that's a competitor of yours. It's going to work for you too. The signals are there. The path is there. You just got to do the work.
And for those of you out there, please post your questions for Austin, whether it's on TikTok or SEOs. Now's the time to grab some tidbits and golden nuggets from Austin. We have a question from David Cause on LinkedIn. He says, are the data for views within TikTok, I guess, regional? Like, are you able to see which region are kind of tuning into what you're posting?
Yeah, you can. It's not as granular as we would want to. It's not as good as the YouTube analytics, for instance, but you'll see where you're where it'll give you basic engagement of what country viewers are coming in from, as well as age and gender demographics. It's fairly limited, but you can see that you're reaching people from a particular area.
Oh, nice. And then from YouTube, we have a question from Mahamud. Is Google indexing TikTok videos or profiles?
They are. They're starting to index both. This is a report from Search Engine Journal from a couple of months ago. I think September or October, they reported that Google is actively working on indexing TikTok and Instagram videos, by the way. So I've done a couple videos on this. I'm sort of trying to be the forefront researcher in this. But if you do, and it seems to be mobile mostly. However, depending on what you're searching for, it could come up on desktop. But like if you go on your phone on a mobile device and type in like TikTok SEO, for me, they came up even in incognito browser. And I did this for a couple searches like TikTok addiction. Now, it did seem to be need the TikTok precursor in the search, but it's really fascinating because it shows you the direction that they're doing. So on mobile, if you do a Google search for TikTok, your industry, or TikTok search, if there's content around that, what it'll do is it'll have this slidable video shelf of TikTok videos that's indexing that.
Oh
It'll
my
also
goodness.
index profile. Yeah, it'll also index profiles in the search results as well. I find this fascinating. It's so early. This is brand new stuff. If you think
Mhm.
about how Google is indexing YouTube videos right in the search results, and even little clippets, right, of those chapter sections. If you search for a question, certain
Yeah.
searches from Google will show the actual snippet, the timestamp of that video in the search results. It really appears like they're working on inserting TikTok videos into the search results for more general, non-TikTok specific searches,
Oh
because
my
their whole
goodness.
goal is to,
Yeah.
like, yes, Google owns YouTube, but their
Mhm.
goal is to keep people on the platform because their business model is advertising, right? And
Yeah.
how they keep people on the platform is by evolving and serving people the best content for what they're searching for. So it would be foolish of them to not start indexing content that's only going to help them in the back end from paid advertising and whatnot. But
Oh my
yes, it's a
goodness.
long-winded answer.
Yeah. No, it's just fascinating. It just goes to show like they can't ignore TikTok, right?
No,
They have to like literally build new processes and systems to start showing TikTok, profiles and relevant content, right? Google recognizes this up and coming, and it's not even up and coming, it's here, right? It's here, this
sure.
social media platform.
Still early, which is good for everybody listening and watching and right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. TikTok and LinkedIn. It's
Yes.
still organic reach, everyone. Still organic reach. We have a question from G. Similar to how there are certain preferred times of day to post on LinkedIn, right? Statistically for LinkedIn, it's like Tuesdays and Wednesdays around, morning time, right? Is there something similar for posting content on TikTok?
My opinion on this is going to be different from other people. My opinion is the best time is whenever you're able to post it. I don't, because there's so many hurdles to getting more content out there. I would rather you just post content. Um, your analytics will tell you when most of your viewers are on, so you can pay attention to that. Important to note that those analytics will be in UTC time, so you'll have to convert UTC to whatever time zone that you're in. But it does give you that data. Keep in mind what time zone you're in and what time people are up around the world. Like I probably would not post a video at 6 a.m. because everybody in California, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Everybody in California, it's only 3 a.m. there. Nobody's really online yet. So I have a common sense perspective there. But how TikTok works is it literally takes time to send it out to a larger audience anyway. So it doesn't really matter what time you post because it's going to be surfacing content hours or days or even years later. I still get notifications on content that I posted in 2020. It's almost 2022. So the shelf life of TikTok
Really?
videos that perform well is exponentially amazing. It's a long
Huh.
shelf life.
So it'll still show on people's like feeds
Yeah.
simply because it's popular or relevant to like, I guess, something I'm interested in.
Yeah, so it's interesting how it discovers. So if you only follow a couple people on your
Uh-huh.
profile, there's two
Yeah.
pages on there, two main tabs. There's the For You page, which is new discoverable content, and then there's following, right? So there's a lot of people that follow me that aren't following that many people. But on
Mm.
that follow page, it still needs to endlessly surface content because they don't want to be like, oops, you've reached the end of the feed. No, they want to keep you addicted to the app, right? They want to keep you. So they'll continue to show you all content. They'll continue to surface older content for the people that you follow. So that's why it's important to, continue to create content. But content is also discoverable via hashtags that you use. So I have some great hashtag strategies too, but it's also indexable under questions and answers now. This is a brand new thing that dropped this week.
I saw that. Yes, like a Q&A. What does that mean?
Yeah, they're public questions. So basically, they've been teasing or messing around with this Q&A feature for a couple months. It's been mostly on a lot of creators' account. It wasn't universally rolled out, but it was a way to for a commenter to ask a question to the creator, and then the creator could answer that specific question, and it would be all of those questions were indexed on the Q&A. But it disappeared for like a month or two for everybody. So everyone's like, oh, they just got rid of this. But this week they rolled out public Q&As. And that's what they were doing. So now anybody can ask a question and invite people to answer that question. So this is really powerful viral potential right now, because you can post a question that's really engaging. Like we're seeing a ton of it from the TikTok account right now. What's the best video you posted in 2021?
Yes.
Everybody is answering that question right now. All of those videos are getting indexed on that feed, and it all ties back to the main TikTok's profile. You can do this too. If you can rally your audience, you can start a trend around that Q&A, and that trend leads all back to your profile. Same thing with
I'm going to need to hire you.
So many discoverability. There's so many discoverability metrics on TikTok. It's fascinating.
So we have a great question from Bruce Klein from LinkedIn. He said, talk about naming your TikTok page if you are new and about to set up your account. Great question.
Great question. I love this. And this is something I talk about a lot. So there's two names that you set on TikTok. There's your username, and there's the field above it that it displays as name, just name when you're editing your profile. But it's basically like your display name. That's basically it. And the same thing is true on Instagram. If you think about it on Instagram, there's two name fields. There's your username, which is at XYZ username. And then there's your display name. That display name, and this is really universal advice for TikTok and Instagram, that is searchable. So as we were talking about before this, so mine is SEO.
So let's use yours as an example, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so
I don't have the app, but this is the desktop.
Socialty Pro is my username. That's my username. But that SEO and TikTok marketing agency is your display name. Okay. So that is searchable. So if somebody types in TikTok marketing agency and clicks on the users tab, that's going to come up. Let's do a quick live experiment here. Let's do something. Type in Orange County therapist. And I wonder if this is going to come up on desktop or not. This is a fun experiment. Click on account. Yeah. So it defaults to account. Look, Jim Brion, first one. That's my client that I had mentioned. So click on him. You're not even logged in, right? Jim Brion is his username. Orange California therapist.
Yeah. Oh, and there you go. There's like, so you put like kind of like the title, right? So family narcissist during holidays.
And we do that because first of all, it shows you what that video is about. So they're like thumbnails on your TikTok profile. If you're not
little mini title.
If you're not setting thumbnails, people don't know what that video is about. But we also repurpose it across every other social media platform, and it makes it really easy because we just set that as the thumbnail across every social media platform.
Look at this. Do narcissists have particular body language? 940,000 views.
Yep.
Wow.
Amazing, right?
And guys, this is not a 15-year-old girl dancing.
No, this is an older male therapist. Shout out to Jim Brion.
Yes.
Love you, Jim.
Wow. Yeah. And I guess, well, there you go. There you have it, folks. I mean, like at its simplest yet effective form is it's a guy with a decent background answering a question, right? If we were to boil it all down, that's what it is, right? And then obviously from there, you were saying like, leverage the top questions and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do another one. What's another one that's a good example to show people?
Type in addiction specialist. Okay, that didn't work. Type in, let's see, what do I have his username as? Hold on one sec. Addiction. Oh, type in addiction recovery. Sorry.
They can be any topic, right?
Great. That's it. The top result there. Dr. B addiction recovery.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. That's the client I had mentioned earlier. Addiction recovery, which is a very popular search term in this industry.
Yes. So he didn't even use his name, right? He's purely going after that search engine.
So we're going after, so
right?
That's Dr. B Addiction Recovery is his username on YouTube as well. And we have that across the board because we're branding him as an addiction recovery expert.
So let's do Bruce, because Bruce, like from LinkedIn, right? Like Bruce Klein. Bruce, you're getting, this
on the spot here, Bruce.
On the spot coaching, Bruce. You can buy Austin a coffee later. Okay, Bruce. His specialty is changing lives through home ownership, right? So if you were to create mortgage lending process, if you were to create like a username for him, without kind of doing any research right now, what would you suggest?
Texas Mortgage Broker.
Wow. There you go, Bruce. Texas Mortgage Broker. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So true.
It's so it's a land grab right now. Everybody that's watching, like this isn't always going to be the case. Nobody's doing this.
Yeah.
This
grab
is just
it while you can.
This is for you on the Fanny Dunnigan show.
You all need to buy him a coffee, if not more, guys. So in a way, like I shouldn't even have a TikTok account called Fanny Dunnigan.
Well, you could have your username as Fanny Dunnigan. You have your username as Fanny Dunnigan. But like I would put LinkedIn, do the keyword research, but like LinkedIn coach or LinkedIn expert or LinkedIn marketing, right? Like LinkedIn marketing expert.
Yeah, there you go. Bruce is like Texas home loans. People can't spell mortgage.
There you go.
But yeah, the same idea.
Same idea for sure.
David Cause says Bruce owes you a large coffee.
Oh, I stay caffeinated all day, so I'll take it. Send me some coffee.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, getting back to just, content creation in general, right? At the end of the day, like this whole series is around content tips, tales, and tools, right? Like for you as an expert, like what's been some of your content creation challenges and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to have this omnipresent or omni-channel presence, which is I want my face to blow up everywhere. To call me a narcissist, whatever. But it helps my business and it helps my employees, and I just genuinely love talking about this. So when we were first figuring out this process of how to do that, it took a lot of time, right? Of how do you be everywhere? How do you get the word out and your expertise out everywhere, but still be the professional that you are with the limited time that you have? That was probably the biggest challenge. And over time, over having posted over 1,500 videos personally, we just sort of figured out how to do this to save time. So what we do now is I start with TikTok first because I find that video editor the easiest, and we put on those titles like we showed on the couple examples. So that's our thumbnail. So we don't have to create a thumbnail for all of these short form vertical videos. Every platform has a slider basically of where you can set that thumbnail to. So that saved time on that. So have set titles on all of your videos, and then after that's posted on TikTok, we use a website called snaptik.app, snaptik.app. And what this does is we paste in the URL of that TikTok video and download it watermark free. We remove the TikTok emblem watermark on that video so it looks like original content. We then
Did I get that right? Snaptik.com?
TIK. And it's .app. Snaptik.app. And then I'm currently testing some other platforms, but we still manually upload them everywhere.
Yeah.
But that's it, correct. This process, once you have it down, takes only a couple of minutes. So we download it off TikTok, watermark free using snaptik.app, and then we post it on LinkedIn, Instagram as Reels, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest as idea pins, Facebook, and Twitter right now is everywhere that I've posted it. I've posted a couple on Snapchat Discover. I don't really like it. They deny a lot of it. I never was a big Snapchat fan. Sorry if there's any Snapchat fans in here. But that's our process right now. And Google My Business as well. We post them on Google My Business for local SEO for all the service-based people out there. You can upload videos. So that's our process.
That's golden.
Got this,
awesome.
so down just in 10 minutes or less. You have content. Like 5 years ago, it was so advised to us to not repurpose content across all of these other social media platforms. Every platform needed unique content on it. Not right now. This is a golden era. It's probably going to go away.
Especially vertical videos.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, it's a lane grab because everybody's catching up with TikTok because they got 1 billion users in 2 years, right? Yeah. So everybody supports and is promoting short form vertical video. So now is your time. It has never been easier, in my opinion, to grow on social media than right now because of this.
Now's the time.
Video, blast it out everywhere, and you're going to grow everywhere. So
here's a question from Mahmoud. Is it true that TikTok does not like reposting our Reels videos with Instagram watermark, or just a myth?
Yeah, so same thing and vice versa. That's why we remove the watermark. So they don't like it. You'll see examples of videos performing well with watermarks. Same thing on Instagram. I was talking to another guy about this last week on another stream. Even if content works right now with a watermark, they don't want it to. So they're actively working on suppressing that content. This is something that Instagram told us, that they suppress content. They actively suppress content that has a watermark on it. Whether you're getting success now or not will change because they've told us that they're actively working on this. So just do that extra little step and try and remove the watermark.
There you go. And then this is a good one. So if we go back and tweak our usernames on TikTok, right, to optimize it, does that mean all old video URLs will be broken?
Well, that's a great question. They should automatically update, but nobody's. That's a great question. I'd have to test it from an SEO perspective. I would say nobody's really linking to hyperlinking to a TikTok video. I'd have to test that out, but I'd be curious where those Mahmoud, if you could provide some clarity on where you're indexing TikTok videos and then change the URL. I'll have to do some tests on that. It's honestly an interesting question.
Yeah. So David's going to buy you a golden coffee, Austin.
All right, is some turmeric in there? What's going on?
No, meaning the coffee's made of gold because your tips are so gold.
I know. I'll take it.
He's on his second notes, second page of his notes.
I'm just glad it's been helpful.
Awesome, for sure. This is so useful. So as we kind of wrap up here, can I do a lightning round with you?
Sure, let's do
it. I'm going to ask you some just general questions, and then whatever your 1-2 word answer is.
I'll do the
Ready?
best I can. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Favorite tool?
Snaptic.app.
Perfect. Deepest fear when it comes to content?
That I will share something that hurts more than helps.
Good. Proudest moment online?
Oh, online. Okay, I was about to say getting married. Well,
Yes, yes.
I will say earning the Dark Horse Society.
Yes.
That was such a proud moment for me.
It really is.
It's
Yes.
just such an accomplishment.
It's the fruits of all your hard work.
Yes, absolutely. I've been doing this for 17 years, and this is honestly the first award I've gotten. So this has meant so much to me.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scott
Scott,
Simpson.
we love you, Scott. For those of you looking for a YouTube coach, go to Scott Simpson. Yeah. Most viral content or post?
I did a video on TikTok. Does Bella Porch have any fake followers? Let's find out. And then I used a tool called Spark Turo that shows fake follower or like bots or followers or whatnot, specifically on Twitter. But because she's such an influential person on TikTok, people naturally were like, "Oh my gosh, this is talking about TikTok." But that has like 3 million views or something like that.
We still love our gossip, don't we? As a society.
We sure do.
Here's one. Underperformed posts, despite a lot of effort that you put into something.
Yeah, so I've learned the hard way that bite-sized pieces work better than long, detailed strategies on TikTok. So I've done some videos where like I've condensed in a minute an entire SEO content strategy, like how to find your competitor, how to do research on their top performing articles, how to cross-reference that with keyword research, how to implement that into a blog article. That's overwhelming. That's too much for a TikTok. That's 5 videos. So I've done videos like that in the past. It's just too much information. Break it down into one point.
And in a way, I guess that's kind of our society now, right? We consume everything in these bite-sized chunks, right? Pieces, right? Bite-sized pieces, not even chunks. And like anything longer, we lose interest, which is kind of sad at the same time, but it's kind of a reality. Yeah.
I'd be fascinated to see like if Vine came back, how that would perform. 7-second videos. That was like the 7. That was the precursor to TikTok, really. 7-second looping videos. What a just so terrible for attention span.
Yeah. Okay, last question of the lightning round. Okay, because I see this a lot on TikTok, but I don't know if it's necessary. Music or no music?
I like to use trending songs because it'll index you for that. Now, I must also say, if you're repurposing your content, pay attention to copyright. Of course, that's always the natural question. A trending song on TikTok is likely going to be from a big name music artist. So keep that in mind if you're repurposing the content. But I do like that. However, so that's my answer, but I will digress here and talk more about this for just a quick second. If you don't use a song, your video becomes a song that other people can use. So your audio is reusable. So if you say something that's really funny and relatable to a mass audience of people will begin to do sketches of that audio.
I've seen that with like kids audios, right? Like funny kid audios.
Yeah, there's tons of examples of it. It's fascinating. But that's, so it depends on what your strategy is. I typically always use some trending music or royalty-free trending music.
Got it. Wow. Austin, thank you. Thank you. I mean, like, Bruce is like, you got it for sure. And you created so much value for everyone. And it's been so special. Like, You guys, make sure you connect with Austin on TikTok. Well, follow Austin on TikTok, connect with Austin on LinkedIn. Give his content some love and engagement because it is so valuable. It is so valuable what Austin says. And I follow you and I'm learning tons of stuff on TikTok. So like you all need to go follow him for sure, for sure, for sure. But stick around. Let me just announce the upcoming shows and then we'll wrap up the show together. Give me a sec. Yeah, so wasn't that amazing? So make sure you go follow and connect with Austin. I do want to announce some of the upcoming shows for the new year. This is the last show of the year. And I couldn't think of a better guest than Austin to wrap up this show this year with me. But for the upcoming year, in line with creator tips, tools, and tales, I'm going to kick it off with the amazing Sherry Garcia. She has over 100,000 followers on LinkedIn, and all because she has this wonderful mission to she's a recruiting agency that gives people second chances for those that have been in our prison system and incarcerated, giving them second chances and helping them find jobs. And she talks all about just authentic stories from her life and addiction and sobriety. And it really speaks to the power of vulnerability and how engaging that can be. So she'll kick off the new year in January. And then we have Gabe Leal talking all about live streaming. So make sure you save that date. And then a creator from the hospitality industry, Leanne Calderwood, join us for that. Another guy that I met at the video marketing conference, he is a YouTube content creator, Alicio Way. And then in March, one of my favorite video editing tools, Camtasia, Andy Owen comes to us from TechSmith, and we're going to talk all about video content creation and the tools for that. So there you have it, folks. That is the upcoming shows in the new year. In the meantime, I want to wish you, Austin, an amazing holiday season. And G, are you out there in the comments? Wishing you a happy holidays as well. And then all of you in the audience, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your valuable questions and feedback. And as always, be sure to share your message, share your gifts, and shine your light through video. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you, Austin.
Thanks, everybody. Hope you took value away from this. I can't wait to watch those other those other streams with you, Fanny.
Absolutely. See you guys.